We have reached the last day of the calendar year. At midnight, we will mark a new beginning. There's a traditional song frequently sung, Auld Lang Syne, as the clocks strike midnight. Even though no one actually seems to know the 5 verses of the poem by Scottish poet Robert Burns. But we know the title. Auld Lang Syne means all long since. The poet is asking rhetorically, should we forget all long since friends? Stating the obvious, we mustn't forget old friends. The gospel for today, New Year's Eve, similarly reminds us that we must not forget. It announces the beginnings of all beginnings. Before all things came into being, before anything began, before anything was created, the Word is. The Word, the Logos, was God's complete self-communication. It was complete and perfect. The Logos then took flesh in time and dwelt with us. So we begin the new year in time, remembering, not forgetting, that the beginnings of all beginnings, God with us, is how we begin. It's a very comforting message that we do not cross thresholds of time without the fullness of God with us in time. John's Gospel then speaks of Jesus as light entering the darkness and the inability of the darkness to thoroughly suppress the light. As we approach the new year, we can acknowledge that there is darkness, dark clouds passing by. We share with the world our anxieties of what the future might bring in our times and in our lives. Our first reading also talks about this darkness and reminds all of us that there are people, events, and situations that serve to emphasize and deepen the darkness, the antichrist, the anti-light. In Greek, anti has a dual meaning of being opposed to or in place of. We can be deceived by fake messiahs, fake news, fake securities in place of the good news. We've had our fair share of these antichrists appearing as though they are doing good, but instead deepening the darkness, emphasizing the fear, creating the distress. They appear with good intentions, and they often destroy the love, forgiveness, the emptying of self, the concern for neighbor, the caring for our common home, the sharing of our common good. All that the Logos, the true light, came into the world for. Christmas is the Logos, the Word, becoming part of our world, of your life and mine, inviting us to love God and to care for neighbor, to speak and uphold for the dignity of all. The Christmas story is his love for the world and of his assurance that he is with us, Emmanuel, with this light, the true light, his Spirit, his Word with us. In the Eucharist, in his teaching, in His Word, we don't have fear because we know the true light is with us. Should all acquaintance be forgotten? Should we forget this? No. And John asks us to remember that we have the light of Christ with us. It brings me to this poem, since there's so many songs that are sung. I began with the poem of Auld Lang Syne. I'd like to end with this poem written by Minnie Louise in 1908. You may know it, The Gate of the Year, or the subtitle, God Knows. And I said to the man who stood at the gate of the year, give me a light that I may tread safely into the unknown. And he replied, go out into the darkness and put your hand into the hand of God. That shall be to you better than light and safer than a known way. So I went forth and finding the hand of God, trod gladly into the night. And he led me towards the hills and the breaking of the day in the lone east. So heart, be still. What need our little life, our human life, to know if God had comprehension? In all the dizzy strife of things both high and low, God hidden his intention. God knows. His will is best. The stretch of years which wind ahead so dim to our imperfect vision are clear to God. Our fears are premature. In Him, all time had full provision. Then rest until God moves to lift the veil from our impatient eyes. When as the sweeter features of life's stern face we hail, fair beyond all surmise, God's thought around His creatures our mind shall fill. God's thought around His creatures our mind shall fill. A wonderful way to close the year with the Word of God and to look and begin the year with the Word of God, the Logos. He came, took flesh. Emmanuel is with us. Happy New Year.